Red Warrior?
Red Warrior. It's the name of my company, Red Warrior Productions. My name, I used to be an international fashion designer, and nobody gets my real name. So Red Warrior, people remember.
And the real name for the designer was?
Deanna Marie. Diana, yeah. And I worked in London, and I came back here, and that's where I met Hank, who I manage now.
As a man. He was in a lot of very famous films.
Very famous films. And what's funny, he's a New Yorker, and I come from the Wild West. I had my first horse when I was 8.5, and he did tricks. And when I tell Hank about that, he just, he's a New Yorker.
He's not impressed at all by New York. And I had over 40 years in New York, so I'm still impressed.
Oh, you're a New Yorker. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm out here, I'm almost 20 years now.
Wow, almost a native.
Yeah. And I love horses.
Oh, it's funny. I worked on Wall Street. I know it sounds kind of strange, but I had to go to New York, and I was really scared that I couldn't handle it. So I thought if I live next to Central Park, I can just run in there if I get too bogged down with people. And it worked, and I fell in love with New York.
Everybody falls in love. It's like a magical city. Things happen. I have so many friends. As a matter of fact, a couple of my friends are coming out. Will be out here today for the Silver Spur Award. So
that's wonderful. I'd love to meet them.
Well, they're great. She's a writer, and she's been heralded by the Paris writers. A very big. I can't remember the title right now. Her name is Carol Hollenbeck, and of the Hollenbecks, there's Hollenbeck Park here in Los Angeles, from the same family.
Well, that's wonderful. I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah. Well, she'll love meeting you because you're very fashionable.
Well, thank you.
And, just right on. How did you put this together, this outfit?
Oh, my outfit? Well, I love dressing up, evening gowns or whatever, and I found this dress. And this was the perfect opportunity to wear it. And this hat, you notice it has holes in it? It was given to me that way. My father on the farm would say, honey, don't wear that. I want to be proud of you. But I kind of like it.
It's gorgeous, and it's red.
It's red, yes.
My favorite color, which I'm not wearing tonight. How do you become a fashion designer?
Well, being raised on a farm, I didn't wear anything unless I made it myself, so that's very motivating. And it's strange, most farm people don't become fashion designers, so I had a lot of luck.
But you knew about sewing.
Yeah, I could sew, and it's interesting, a lot of times I'd come up with a design, and my sample maker, they couldn't handle it. So fortunately, I knew how to sit it down at the machine and say, yes, it is possible. So it helped.
Well, I studied with Dagmar Freuchen in New York at the Art Students League.
Yes.
Do you know who that is?
I sure do. So
I ran her class a couple of times. She asked me to be the class monitor.
Oh, I would love to know more about that, too.
And I posed once.
Well, you're very chic.
Thank you. Coming from you, that's a huge compliment.
Oh,
thank you so much for that. Yeah, I love fashion. I did fashion drawings. It came out rather well, but I went into painting.
Well, you're an artist. You can tell that.
You're an artist. I can tell that. I just love it. So tell me more. Are you going to do more Western wear for the public, you think?
Well, I designed for women, business women, and now I'm looking, the market is so different now with the internet. So I'm finding new ways to keep designing, because once you're a designer, you're always a designer, as you know. But there's so many opportunities. Right now, I've gotten into writing. Now, Hank has just written his autobiography, and I was a big help on that. So that's kind of exciting. We're going to do one-man shows around the country. So that's where my interest is now.
So you'll go every state of the Union?
Wherever it comes, and a few parts of the world where his films were popular.
Amazing. I really want you to meet Carol Hollenbeck because she's really a New York person and, lives in the theater district, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
So it's amazing. You don't lose your friends from New York.
No, you don't. That's interesting because I thought that right off if they like you, and you know right out if they don't like you. But people still called and do still like me, and I'm just amazed.
You have a long history of fashion and art. So it's just wonderful. And do you think that Hank will make any more films?
Well, there's always the hope. Yeah, he's an actor, and he always loves doing things like that. But he's also a comic. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he opened for Tony Bennett for 4 years.
Well, that must have been amazing. And Tony Bennett is a very proficient and amazing artist as well, not just singing, but as a painter.
Oh, as a painter, yeah, you would know that, right?
A lot of artists are painters.
That's true.
And they're sculptors. I never liked sculpting. I don't know. Did you ever do sculpting?
No, but when you're working with a mannequin, you're almost like a sculptor, and so I would love to.
I studied briefly with Jose de Kreft, who was a very renowned sculptor, but I wasn't any good at the now closed Corcoran School of Art on New York Avenue behind the White House. That is no more Corcoran School of Art.
Well, you have quite a background. I can't wait to hear more.
God, no. No, I just love what you're doing. I love the fashion, and you always turn out so beautifully at every event. Just the greatest decoration to any event.
Well, thank you.
Are you a regular actor?
No, actually, I just love the Western genre, and we met Bob Lanthier a couple of years ago, and this is, I think, my 4th Silver Spur. It's been a while, but it's good to be back.
Well, are you doing television or anything in the entertainment business?
No, I wish. I work at a law firm. That's about it right now. Yeah.
What do you do at the law firm?
I'm actually a paralegal right now, so I study under an attorney and manage the cases and whatnot, make sure everything gets done that needs to get done.
Is it the entertainment field?
No, it's family law. So you get families and all that situational and divorce and things like that. But
how many of these Silver Spur awards have you been to?
Oh my goodness, probably quite a few. Over 15 or 20.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Well, she's one of the best attendees of the Silver Spur Awards is Angel Maker right here. And she's been all around with her country singing and her yodeling.
With Patsy Montana and everybody. And Tammy Wynette.
Yeah, you're quite...
Merle Haggard. All the good ones. All the good people.
All the good people. All the most notable country western singers
Jones.
of the day.
Oh, yes.
Well, we're so proud of you. We don't want to keep you any longer.
That's okay.
But we
might grow a little bit if I stay longer.
Yeah, okay.
But I am here to present Darby Hinton with the 22nd Silver Spur Awards.
Well, that's quite an award, really,
Yes.
from
He
coming from
called
there.
me up and requested me. Because I guess Robert Carradine from the famous Carradine family was going to do it, but Robert got a gig in Canada, so I'm stepping up and stepping in.
You really are stepping up. That's a big, and then you must be one of his favorites to take
Well, we
this-
kind of grew up together. We were both on the 20th Century backlot. I was filming the Monroes, which was starring Barbara Hershey, Michael Anderson Jr., Keith and Kevin Schultz, myself, and Ron Sobel. And it was kind of like Little House on the Prairie, only in the first episode, the mother and father die. Yeah.
No.
So it's the kids basically taking care of themselves and, homesteading and the whole thing. So I'm very proud and honored to be presenting this award to Darby because we've known each other since we were kids. And that means babies, almost.
Well, is Darby doing anything in television or movies right now?
Darby just finished, well, he's in pre-production on something. He just finished Bill Tillman and the Outlaws. And so everybody's watching that right now. It's a movie, kind of like a comedy western. This month, matter of fact, on Monday, I'm going to be coming out as the cover story of the Hollywood Weekly magazine. Yeah.
It's just amazing. You got the cover. That's a big deal.
It really is. Well, to me, my heart. But it's also about 7 or 8 pages worth of of a story of my life because I'm not just a child movie and TV star. I was a professional roller derby queen. I was trained by the famous John Hall and Ralphie Valadares of the LA T-Birds. I was also a radio show host, and I had my own show called The Tammy Jean Show. And then I toured with the family of the famous Tex Williams. Do you remember him?
I certainly do.
That cigarette.
No, I used to do roller skating and had a whole outfit made for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I did the bank track. And so we skated at the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, and I had a great time. I mean, it was just a wonderful memory. So my whole life story, for the most part, just little excerpts are in that magazine. So I just hope everybody loves it.
Hey, look me over, lend me an ear, fresh out of clover.
I'm Julie Rogers Pamilia, part of the Roy Rogers family.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm helping out tonight. I'm going to pass the awards out as they come up. But my family started the Golden Boot Awards a long time ago with the Buttrams, and so I feel like it's really important to keep this kind of stuff going.
It was a Golden Boot Award?
Well, that was back in the day, and then that stopped, and they started the Silver Spur Awards. So
About what year was that?
that the Golden Boots were about like 70s, 80s, 90s, and into the early 2000s. But then, yeah.
Well, where did you get this extraordinarily beautiful outfit?
Oh, a little bit here, a little bit there. You know what? I've had this for so long. A lot of these vendors, when you go to these Western shows, the vendors have really great stuff, better than going to just your, basic.
I've never heard of that. No.
Oh.
These items would be available.
Yeah, they like at the Western festivals and things. I go to Lone Pine Film Festival's coming up October, and October 10th, 11th, 12th, and they have vendors up there, and really nice festival.
Are you a singer or a performer?
I used to perform with my uncle Roy Rogers Jr. and his band, and then it just got too hard to travel. So I go and I meet and greet, and I sit on panels and things that when people want to know, what was it like growing up with Roy Rogers and stuff like that. So.
Well, when I was a little girl, I used to be on the swings, and I used to sing, "When I grow up, I'm going to marry Roy Rogers."
Oh, you know how many people thought that, and they were almost mad when he married Grandma.
Gail Evans.
Yeah, that's right.
That's terrific, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Sharon's walking right in front of the camera.
Oh, that's okay.
Here comes Rick, and he's going to walk in front of the camera, too.
Yeah, it's a busy place right now, which is a good thing.
I just loved Roy Rogers. I was mad about him. Then my mother informed me that he was married.
Yes, absolutely. I was just I loved him so much, and my grandma. They were the best grandparents ever. They were hands-on. They didn't miss a birthday or a school play or any of that. Even though they were so very busy, they family came first.
Well, I remember when there was tragedy and it was in the news.
It was tough. Yeah, it was on my 6th birthday that Debbie was killed, and we got the news at Grand Canyon. I mean, I just, it sticks in your mind where you were, kind of thing. And but you know what? They never lost faith in God. I mean, especially Grandma. She kind of pulled him through because he was having a really rough time. But
yeah, that's what was reported in the news at the time. Yeah, and it was devastating. I think it was on a school bus or something.
Debbie was on a church bus coming back from Tijuana from the orphanage, and they blew a tire and went into the oncoming traffic. So she and her best friend were killed.
Oh, I never got that detail in the news.
It was tough. It was really tough because we were all really close. We'd go out there every weekend, and the family would all gather and play games and have dinner. And even though Grandma wasn't the best cook, I don't think. Whatever Grandpa shot, it went into the stew on Friday night, and it's like that stew was just. Us kids lived on bread and salad, rolls and salad, in the kitchen. Even the dogs wouldn't eat it. We would try to feed it to the dogs, and they wanted no part of that. So.
That's hysterical.
Anyway. So.
Had a good sense of humor.
Oh yeah. It was loud and it was fun.
They just seem like such a sweet family.
They really were, and they were just so down to earth and accessible. They never forgot who they were, and the fans. He always said there wouldn't be a Roy Rogers if there weren't the fans. You know, you can't get so full of yourself that you forget what got you there. And he was just a country boy at heart, really. So
Trigger is in the Gene Autry Museum.
he is in RFD TV bought him when we auctioned him off at Christie's in New York when we had to close the museum. So he's there, and also Buttermilk and Nellie Bell and Bullet. So he's got the Beck. Well, he had them in Branson, and I think he's now shipped them someplace else. They're world travelers now. I don't know.
Do you ride horse?
I do. We have two, and they're both Palominos. Shocker. But I'm partial to them because it just is so nostalgic for me to remember Grandpa, because he would throw us up on Trigger, all the grandkids from mane to tail, you know, and we'd all be on the back of the horse.
Do you have a lot of children?
He had 9, and so there were a lot of grandchildren. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, I rode a Palomino out in Maryland, and I pretended I had Trigger, that it was Trigger.
Oh, yes. Trigger was the best horse. We have beautiful horses, too, and with really nice personalities. And
I just think you're so adorable, and I'm so happy you're here tonight.
kind. Well, thank you. I'm glad you stopped me.
You're just so beautiful and,
Well, we just,
and stunning.
you're so kind. You're so kind.
Alicia Elaine Schneider.
Wow. Well, you know, producers are not given very much
Any
credit.
right?
No.
Other than like if you're like a mogul like Robert Evans, who's my old boss,
Wow, that's a big name there.
right?
And how is it working for him?
An incredible education.
What was the most important thing you learned?
Fetching.
A go-to girl?
No, learning how to actually get to the people that you want to get to.
And organizing for the shoot or behind the
Sure,
scenes?
but it's actually really connecting with the movers and shakers and trying to make all that happen.
And you're so charming, so I suppose it came very easily to you.
Not okay,
Yeah, it worked out okay.
right?
It's been really great. And so do you know about this Silver Spur Award?
Yeah, actually, you said one of my first apartment was right down the street across from the Pickwick.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
It
I
is.
used to like go over the canyon here with the horse trails.
Oh, do you ride horses?
Used to. And bowl. Right? At the Pickwick.
Bowl? You bowl?
Yeah.
At the Pickwick?
At the Pickwick. Many moons ago.
That's historic.
Right?
Is your family out here?
No, Louisiana.
Louisiana? You're a Southern girl?
Correct.
Oh, I'm from Georgia,
God bless you.
by way of New York.
There you go. I thought there was some New Yorker in there.
A little bit.
Right?
So, what are you producing now?
Let's see. John and I have produced a new movie called Christmas Cars. And we've also done music. So we've done 102 songs. And he and I produced 7 movies total. But right now we have one called Christmas Cars, which is a nod to the Dukes of Hazzard.
Wow.
And then we're about to do another one called Stand on It, which is a nod to Smokey and the Bandit.
Whoa. So, is this more Western influence?
Yes,
Is it country?
country.
Wow. That's
A
amazing.
little Delta blues in there too. You got to have Delta. Yeah.
Are you in Nashville ever?
Yeah, we have a place in Nashville and we live in Louisiana. So we go back and forth. And then John does the Have and the Have-Nots for Tyler Perry in Georgia.
It's a massive studio, Tyler Perry.
Right? John's on Tyler Perry's #1 show.
Wow, I'd love to meet him one day. Everything he does is just
Incredible, right? Love Tyler. Tyler's supposed to be getting a star on the Walk of Fame, I think October 1st or something.
Really? Will you be there?
I don't know if John and I will be there. We're touring right now, so John's back into country music singing. So we usually tour on Thursday through Saturday.
You don't have to be anybody else.
Okay, well, but anyway. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm Dulcy of Dulcy Productions. What's your name?
John Schneider. Yes.
And I met your beautiful wife.
Alicia. Yes, you did. You met Alicia, my bride.
Producer.
What's
She's
that?
a producer.
She's a producer. Yes, I'm the writer-director guy. I'm the writer-director guy and the actor sometimes.
I can kind of tell.
You can. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and there's a little
Oh, I
hint
smell
of
it. Oh, good. Well,
There's just a slight chance that you might be an actor. Very
I
slight
guess
chance.
I'm built for it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, what's going on?
Well, what's going on is the Silver Spur tonight, and I'm interviewing people that just pass me by, and usually they do
Before
pass
they
me.
get in the door, you're
They,
stopping.
they usually pass me by, but
No.
I'm of no consequence because I'm just another producer.
No.
Nobody cares.
They do.
They do.
They do.
You think?
Yeah, they do.
So you have a lovely daughter.
I have a lovely daughter. I do have a lovely daughter. She's not here though.
She's getting taller.
Which way?
Is she a teenager yet?
Confused. Oh no, my kids are all old. My kids are all old and tax-paying and and that kind of thing in the workforce. My daughter is a firefighter in Oxnard, California. And you said taller. That's so funny. You didn't even know she's 6'2".
Wow.
So hopefully, I don't think she's getting any taller. Jack Gill, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to celebrate this man, by the way, Jack Gill, who is a great friend of mine and a great stunt man and a coordinator. And he
How
wears
are you?
a great bolo tie, and
Nice
he's
to
also
meet you.
the
Like that.
president of Stunts Unlimited.
Oh, son.
Oh yeah.
Dangerous field.
2 broken backs, 1 broken neck, 23 broken bones. But it all adds up. I'm still here and I'm walking.
And this
so
thumb, how's this thumb
Yeah,
doing?
the
Yeah,
thumb's a
and
little
that,
busted.
and that. Yeah. So we're here to celebrate westerns. We're here to celebrate history, but we're here to celebrate stunts and the future of stunts, which hopefully will be on the Academy Awards here before long.
My mother broke her back in a horseback riding accident, and she was in a brace for a year. Can you imagine that?
But her teeth are straighter now. I'm sorry.
No, her father was a dentist, and that was
Oh,
all
no.
taken care of.
Where's Morgan?
she's right over there. Doing
I have to
an
go
interview.
hug his wife. Oh, she's doing an interview.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you
You're
so
so
much
very
for
welcome.
Thanks.
Mr. Gill.
Yep.
How is it to be a stuntman?
I mean, if you could stay out of the hospital, it's a lot of fun. That's the hardest part. When everything goes right, it feels fantastic. The adrenaline is beyond, imaginable. But we do get hurt, and so you have to work through the pain and try and be back there the next day. But that's the hard part, is trying to stay out of the hospital.
But how many people are in the stunt organization are going to be in that new facility they're building for the stuntman?
Well, the Academy has got a new library this year, which is huge. And at Stunts Unlimited, we have about 53 members. And, there we go. Turn it up a little bit. And so with 53 members, we are the elite in the stunt industry throughout the world. So it's one of those where we only try and bring in people that we trust our lives with. So that's where I come from at Stunts Unlimited.
Are you a native of California?
I am not. I'm a native of Atlanta, Georgia.
And I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, you are?
And educated in New York City.
Oh, fantastic. Did you grow up in Atlanta?
No, I grew up in Virginia and Washington, D.C., and educated in New York City.
Fantastic. See, so when I was in Atlanta and I left Atlanta to come to California to become a stuntman, if you had told me Atlanta was going to be the new Hollywood, I'd have said you're out of your mind. But that's what it is now. Atlanta is the new Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't do films anymore.
Well, how did you meet John?
I met John in high school. We went to high school together, and then once he got Dukes of Hazzard, I jumped over there and started doubling him on Dukes of Hazzard and driving the General Lee, as his stunt double. So, I did 4.5 to 5 years of that and doubling John, and then went on to do Knight Rider and doubled Hasselhoff. And then I got into feature films and started doing feature films after that. So,
Which feature films have you been in?
a lot of the Fast and Furious movies. So we started on Fast and Furious 5. So we did 5, 6, 7, and 8. I did the new Jumanji film. I did Terminator 2. I did Hook with Robert De Niro. It's just a lot of films that were all action-oriented. That's kind of where I jumped to. I didn't really go back to doing TV, but that's kind of where I grew up as TV, and I really enjoyed Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay, who do we have here today?
Hi, I'm Kathy Garver from the television series Family Affair, but from loads of westerns when I was a little child, like Sheriff of Cochise and Rin Tin Tin, and all the westerns of the 50s and the 60s.
Well, I watched all that, and I missed Rin Tin Tin. Maybe they'll do it again, you know?
Oh, now they're rebooting so many shows. As a matter of fact, I just finished filming last week Aunt Sissy, which is not a reboot necessarily of Family Affair, but it's a wink and a nod to Family Affair, but a standalone sitcom.
Standalone, what does that mean?
It means that it doesn't have to necessarily be a sequel from my previous show, but if you didn't ever see Family Affair, you can enjoy it just as it is, just as a standalone.
And, well, Kathy, it's an amazing career. Are you from California?
I was born in Long Beach, California. I'm a native Californian, been here all my life. It's changed a lot, as you know. I remember coming to this equestrian center and learning how to ride a horse specifically for the Big Valley, which was shooting right next to Family Affair right over at CBS Studio Centers.
It's amazing. I know such a long career.
I started, one of my first movies was The Ten Commandments, not the silent version, but that was a while ago.
But now you're in the always you're getting more calls now, it seems.
Well, it's interesting because for a while I was in Northern California and I've recorded 60 audiobooks and I've done 5 animated series. So I have a big voiceover career, and you don't necessarily, when you see the face, know that that goes along with a particular voice.
No, we would never know.
Right.
You're
this is why I'm telling you.
I'm glad you are telling us because, we'll put this out and people will see this in New York and all along the East Coast, So I'm so happy that you joined us today.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to be here and also to support Gary Sinise.
Oh, yeah, the foundation to help for homes for the disabled veterans and I think medical equipment too. So
yes, I went on a couple USO tours back in the 70s and the 80s, and they were hospital tours, and it was just heartbreaking to see some of these kids that had just been menevaced from Vietnam or wherever they were fighting.
And that must be something. I mean, I remember my generation in Vietnam.
Right, that was my generation too.
Yeah, so it was tough, and they can't get enough help, really.
I know it. That's why I'm especially happy to be here.
Well, so unfortunately, there's so many homeless that are veterans on the street.
Because a lot of them are still suffering from PTSD, and that's what we need more help for, to recognize the mental health of not only the veterans, but so many people that are homeless on the streets in Los Angeles and in San Francisco.
That's true, and I see it now in every community around the greater Los Angeles.
Oh, yes, and it's just really devastating. So hopefully something will be done, and the medical problems will be solved, and the mental problems will be solved.
Yeah, it's a big thing. People don't realize that there is help for this mental thing that happens for the warriors.
Right, but then, there has to be a place where they can go, and so many of them, even if they know about their shelters and there's medical help, won't go there.
Oh, they won't?
No. So, that's a kind of an independence that they never want to give up, but it's really sad.
Well, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about you now. Have you been a singer as well?
I have sung. I started out as a Megalyn kitty. That's where Shirley Temple was discovered, and we learned to sing and dance. And so I do sing, and I do dance. I'm waiting for Dancing with the Stars. I've got my shoes on. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's absolutely lots of fun too.
It is lots of fun.
We hope the producers hear about your interest in Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
Right now, are you out there?
Are you out there? Are you listening? I've been dancing since I was 3.
There you go. And I was a miserable person as a ballerina. I couldn't hack it. Tap dance I could do.
Tap dancing is fun. Being on those toes, that's takes a certain amount of endurance and perseverance.
Yeah, that's for sure. But any amount of dancing is very athletic.
It is, and it's fun. I'm a Sagittarian, so tennis and skiing and all of that all contributes to the dancing and being a gymnast. So
Gymnast, oh well, I didn't even know that little secret. Thank you so much.
I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. Oh, oh, oh. Told me you were running from a monkey on your back. I said things that were way out of whack. Girls at work said your love is understood. Say the 3 words and you're losing for good. And I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit.
We're here today with Richie Patzarek.
It's all like you're never, Richie Cashmere, you're never going to get that right. Yeah. Like I swallowed a rattlesnake. I don't know my own name. I have a little granny sciatica. What's it called?
You were here early this morning, I understand.
I've been working here all day, and I have to help Pops, our president, and I'm glad to be here. I'm trying to be joyful. This is our first year. I can't do my little hop dance for you this year, but this is our first year at Calamigos, and it's a wonderful time. And last year we were streaming, and what did I say? Pinche flaco güero, no más dinero. Yo estoy caballero, vaquero te quiero.
And what does that mean in English?
Well, that means like I'm a white man and I'm skinny, and I'm not that rich, but I'm still a gentleman and I'm a cowboy, and you gotta love me. That's it.
Well, we do love you. Always.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you so much for coming
Okay.
on camera with me.
All right.
Have a wonderful time.
I will. We could dance, and may the horse be with you, as I said. The horse. The
Horse thing on it. A bracelet in copper. He's trying to show us.
May the horse be with you. That was my new thing. I love horses.
Horse whisperer.
Yeah, I am. Really, dog and cat and horse. All right, let's party. Dulcy, darling.
Yes. What?
You were kissed by Jesus. You're looking
By
like
Jesus, I hope.
by Jesus. You're looking as pretty as kissed by Jesus. Should we sing a song together?
Yeah.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the final fall, and the major lift. The dazzled king composing, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. Oh, oh, oh. Told me you were running from a monkey on your back. I said things that were way out of whack. Girls at work said your love is understood. Say the 3 words and you're losing for good. And I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. Oh, oh, oh. Said for work you had to go out of town. Called every night, but this time you let me down. Said an old friend you happened to see. You can't blame me for being cranky. And I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. Oh, oh, oh.
I
can't believe it, but there's a poster here of Dolores Del Rio, a film. She was in this film. Oh my goodness. Gambilia. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. And there she is, the beautiful Dolores Del Rio, in a poster in the bathroom in the Dulce Italian restaurant here in Greater Hollywood, California.
Now that sparks for her are all through. It comes down to just me and you. You know that together we both belong. But your silly pride's gonna make you choose wrong. And I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit. I fell into a T-Rex dinosaur pit.